Hi there, this is Jill Woods from Crowd Connections, and this is just a quick introduction to the 6 Ps of marketing. This is just a really easy way to remember each of the different elements that should sit within your marketing strategy for your small business. So let's get started. Oh, come on, there we go. Okay, so the 6 Ps of marketing are your product, its price, the people that are involved with the business, the place that you do business, the processes that you use to deliver your product or service, and the promotional activity that you undertake in order to promote what it is that you do. So the first one is your product. Now, in order to think about your product, you need to think about, or I think you need to think about 3 things. Number one, what is the problem that you're solving for your target audience? Every product or service has to solve a problem. If it doesn't, it won't sell. That problem can be physical. So, are you a farmer that needs a new tractor? That very much a physical need. Okay, you could have horses, yes, but genuinely you probably need a tractor. Or that problem could be emotional. So I've had a really bad day at work. I really just now need some chocolate. Okay, where am I going to go to get some really good chocolate? So those, you can see how there are physical needs and there are emotional needs, but to whoever is in that problem at that point in time, it's a very tangible need, whether it's emotional or physical. So think about what is the problem that your product or service solves for your customers, potential customers. Then think about what it is that you love doing and what are you good at, because these two are actually the drivers behind the business. You can think there is a niche, a need in the market for X. So there is a need in the market for tractors. Okay, I could sell tractors, but if I don't love tractors, if I don't love talking to farmers, if I don't love talking to people who spend their life out in the outdoors, if I don't love doing that, then selling tractors is going to be really hard work. Okay, I'm not going to enjoy getting out of bed in the morning. I'm probably not going to be that good at it. So think about what is it you love doing and what are you good at. And as long as you're combining that love and what you're good at with what your product or service is, then you are going to be good at marketing, and you can then talk about and articulate what your product is with passion and coherently. So knowing what the problem is that you solve and combining that with your love for what you do and what you're good at will help you develop your product and be able to write about it on your leaflets and on your website, to be able to articulate it when you meet people, and so have a very, very clear idea in your head what it is that you're offering as your product or service. Because if you don't, if you can't articulate it and you don't love it, then your patients or customers or clients are not going to understand what it is you offer, and they're not going to care about it either. So you have to be able to combine all of those 3 things in order to really nail home what your product is. Then you've got to understand what it is you're actually selling, because if, for example, you are a dentist, okay, and you're selling a tooth whitening service, then you're not actually selling a tooth whitening service, you're actually selling self-esteem, you're selling confidence. So think about what the underlying problem is that you're solving. People are probably waking up in the morning potentially and thinking, oh, I'd like to get my teeth whitened. But why? Why do they want to get their teeth whitened? Okay, probably because they're not feeling good about themselves, because they don't like the look of their teeth, or whatever it might be. Okay, why? If you can look at the why behind the problem you're solving, then you can really drive home what your product is and really articulate it in a way that potential customers are going to see themselves in what it is you're selling. I hope that makes sense. Okay, number 2 is the price. Okay, so first of all, you've got to think about what does it cost you to produce this thing. Thinking about that is really important, because if the price that you're selling your product or service for isn't greater than what it costs you to produce, then you don't have a business. End of story. Okay, so what does it cost for you to produce, incorporating your time, any widgets you need to buy in order to manufacture the product, or behind the scenes costs such as office space, heating, lighting, equipment, all that kind of stuff. What does it cost you to produce that product or service? What do your competitors charge? Now, don't necessarily rush off down the route of looking at what your competitors are charging and undercutting them, because that genuinely is not the best way to do business. The best way to do business is to create massive added value for your customers, patients, clients, who can then see the value in what it is you're offering and are prepared to pay for it. So, but having an understanding for what your competitors charge will help you price your product or service. Going back to what is it worth to your customers? Genuinely, what is that white smile worth to the customer? Okay, what is that new tractor worth in reduced maintenance costs, saving time, increased power to pull, whatever it is that you're selling to those customers or clients or patients, what is that worth to them? And finally, what are those customers worth to you in the long run? If they're coming and buying a product from you on day one, which is worth, say, £200, but as a consequence, you may also be able to sell them some other product that will equally help them solve either a different need or the same need on a different level, then that customer is going to have a lifetime value to you. If they're a one-hit wonder, then that customer is only going to be worth £200 to you. But if you are then able to sell them either the same product again, time and time again, because that need returns, or you're able to sell them a different product for a different need, but they're going to come back to you because they know you, like you, and trust you, then that customer has a lifetime value to you. And you can work that out, which might mean you can charge slightly less for your initial product to entice them in, because you know if you sell them product A, then you're going to be able to sell them product or service B, C, and D. Okay, so they have a lifetime value. So you can work out what your pricing structure should be based on those 4 elements. People, this is a really important one, because really and truly, unless you're running an absolutely online gambling service or something where there is no people interaction at all, people are going to be important. Even if you're running an online business that's selling products over the internet, they're still going to potentially pick up the phone and talk to somebody. Okay, so a vast majority of businesses, have people issues. Obviously, you are potentially the linchpin in your business. So do you portray your business? Do you understand the ethos behind the business, the why? Why is it you're doing what you're doing? What is the love that's driving you to push this business forward? And can you portray that to your potential customers and clients? Do you look the part? You know, if you're running a shop for goths, for example, you know, do you portray to your potential customers that are coming in the shop that you understand them, that you're one of them, that you get it? Okay, so do you portray the real image of your business that's going to give your potential customers or clients or patients confidence in doing business with you? Okay, do you articulate that so you understand them? Can you talk the talk? Do you understand their language? Can you be empathetic? All those kinds of things. You are the person, the linchpin to your business, and you need to be able to do all those things in order to interact with potential customers on a level that they can relate to. Your team. One of the things you will see time and time and time again is that businesses are started by people who love and know what they do. They then employ people who don't get it 100%, and they then don't train them. Okay, you have to train your team to really get and understand your business. Now, your team could be sales assistants working on the shop floor, they could be partners in the business who are operating on a very similar level to you. But they're part of the business and they have to understand the business. They have to be able to articulate it to potential customers and clients, to existing customers and clients, in order to give those people a good quality service or product, okay, a really good experience, so that they'll come back time and time again. And quite often you'll go to a restaurant and you don't get good service. The good service is often down to poor training. It's not down to the fact that they're a poor waitress or a poor waiter. It's down to the fact that they've not been trained properly. Tenants, think about other people that share the building with you if you have a physical space that you use for your business. Are they likely to be attracting similar customers, similar clients into the building, or are they going to be jarring with what it is you're doing? Now, this could be tenants that you sublet rooms to, or it could be tenants that share a business that you're a tenant, a property that you're a tenant part of. If you can find a property that incorporates similar businesses, so for example, if you're a physiotherapist, is there a business premises where you will also find a podiatrist, a chiropractor, an osteopath, acupuncturist, or whatever it might be, other physical therapists that are going to be attracting similar types of patients to that business premises? That makes good business sense. So think about those people that are around your business, not necessarily in your business. And then think about people who are going to be referring to you. These obviously could be existing customers, and they're a very strong referral source, but they could also be other businesses in your local area. So think about incorporating those potential referrers into your marketing schedule, into your marketing program. Interact with them, give them easy ways to refer to you, reward them if they're giving you good referrals. Okay, so think about them and include them in your marketing. Number 4 is the place. Where do you do business? Okay, some people do business in a physical premises, be that a shop, be that an office, be that a clinical space. Okay, that's bad English, do those premises reflect your business? Okay, do they look the part? Do they smell the part? Do they feel the part? Get people to walk in and give you their feedback. Don't ask your mum, don't ask your best friend, because they'll tell you what they think you want to hear. Okay, you need a critical friend. Okay, get them to tell you what it is. What does it feel like when they walk into your premises? Okay, and act on the information that they give you. Your website, this shouldn't just say website. This should be your kind of digital space. So your online profiles, your Facebook profile, your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook pages, your Twitter accounts, your MySpace, your Bebo, your Squidoo pages, all those different elements of your online presence. Do they reflect the ethos and the values underlying the business? Do they reflect the message that you're trying to get across? Okay, that's really important that you incorporate that virtual digital world into your marketing and overall business ethos. And if you're taking your business into the homes of your customers, of your clients, of your patients, is there a way that you can take a little bit of that underlying business values and an ethos with you to portray in their homes? That might just be branding, it might be a free gift that you take, it might be a way of interacting with them in their home, it might be equipment that you take with you. But whatever it is, you need to try and find a way of bringing your business into their home and enabling them to feel part of your business and feel part of that entity, just as they would if they were walking into your premises. That's important, and try and think of a way of doing that. Number 5 is processes. Now, this is almost always the bit that gets overlooked. This is the system for how and when you interact with customers. And there are 3 elements to this. If your customers, patients, clients are going to keep coming back to you, you need to be able to guarantee that they will have the same great experience the second time round. So, for example, if you run a holiday cottage, when they open the front door, does it look the same as when they came last time? Okay, are the nice little free gifts, welcome pack, be it bread, milk, bottle of wine, whatever it is you left for them, is it the same quality as the last time when they came? Okay, do you leave a handwritten note? Did you do that last time? Do you do it this time? Okay, make sure that those processes are in place so that your customer has the same great experience every time they come. When they arrive in your reception, does somebody offer them a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or just a glass of water if it's a hot sunny day? Does somebody interact with them initially to offer them a drink of some sort? Then that needs to happen every time they come back to your business, okay? But you need those processes in place and you need to train your team in those processes. But you need to make sure it's doable. Don't set your level too high that you can't deliver that same experience every time. You need to find a good level at which you can guarantee every time your customers and clients come back they get that same experience. It helps you plan the customer journey because your customer is not going to interact with you on your Facebook page and buy immediately from you. Okay, you need to understand the journey that you're going to have to take these people on in order for them to get to know you, to like you, to trust, to try something from you and to buy from you. That's the journey you want to take them on. Know, like, trust, try, buy. And then you hope they'll repeat and refer. On the other end of that. But you need to start thinking about the processes and the customer journey that you're taking these people on. And all of the different elements at the different times at which you're going to interact with them. And then you need to think about, those processes will help give you structure to your marketing, because if you know your first interaction is going to be your homepage of your website, you can then look at that homepage and say, okay, how can I structure a marketing element into that homepage? How can I start to get across what the problem is that I solve? Can I start to offer them something free? Can I give them a free download that starts to solve their problem and demonstrates my expertise? So understanding these processes can help you structure your marketing and the different elements of marketing that lie along that customer journey. Okay, I hope that makes sense, but really start to think about those marketing processes and putting them in place and training your staff in those processes. Finally, promotion. This is the one thing that everybody thinks about when they think about marketing. The advertising, the leaflets, the brochures, the websites, the social media profiles, all those kind of things people think about when they think about marketing. But obviously there's so much more that underlies what it is you do and how you do it. When you're thinking about promotion, you need to think about combining offline and online. Obviously, if you're offering an entirely online experience, probably something like your online gambling, that's almost the only thing I can think of at the moment that is purely online. You probably don't need any offline marketing, but most businesses, even if they're selling goods online, will have an element of offline, because there will be a telephone call, there will be some real person interaction, there will be a box that lands on your doorstep. That's offline, okay? When the physical product gets delivered, that's an offline marketing opportunity to promote your business. So think about all the off and online elements of how you can interact with your potential customers. So potential customers, existing customers, and referrers. These are the three groups of people you need to be thinking about when you're planning this combined offline and online marketing strategy. And the key really to any promotion with these groups of people is to make contact regularly. Okay, you need to pop up in their subconscious or their conscience as often as is relevant. Don't bombard them with spam, don't hassle them, and really think about pulling. Marketing used to be about pushing. So pushing, it was sales, it was advertising on television, come and buy our product. It was, leaflets shoved through your letterbox, come to our shop, buy our takeaway food. It was push, push, push. And now it's much more a combination of the pull and push message. 75 25% of your promotion, so 75% needs to be a pull message. This is how I can help you, here's a free something, come and talk to me, let's have an open day, come and visit my shop. It's all about enabling them to get to know you, like you and trust you, and you can only do that by giving them stuff, not necessarily a free thing, but giving them an understanding for your expertise, giving them a checklist of, if you're a removal company, here's a checklist of things you can do to help you prepare before you move house. Okay, give them stuff, help them see that you're an expert in what you do, so they will go down this route of know you, like you and trust you before they'll try from you and buy from you. Okay, so make contact regularly, and do it in a way that's timely, that's not spammy, that's pulling people towards you, that's giving them quality ideas, quality support, whatever it is that you're offering. Do it in a way that you would like, you would like people to do business with you. Don't hassle people, don't sell to them, don't push stuff on them. Let them get to know you, and once they know you and like you, they're going to trust you, and they're going to come and buy from you, and they're going to then refer their friends, their family to you. Okay, so your promotional activity is all around combining the offline and online with this 75-25 split between push and pull, or pull and push, I should say, 75-25, and doing it regularly. Okay, so they get to know you, like you and trust you. Okay, so hopefully that helps you understand the 6 P's of marketing. If you've got any questions at all, you can contact me through Twitter, which is @crowdconnection, or email me at getintouch@crowdconnections.com. And I hope you found this helpful, and please get in touch if you have got any questions. Thank you very much.